Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 10 of Cups, beautiful energy. The fullness of life, right? The dream come true, the happiness that we all aspire to, where everything in our life is sort of is fulfilled, right? Everything that we could possibly wish for, we've achieved. You know, I think you're someone who really, you know what you want. Now, maybe not the details, right? Maybe we don't know exactly what the vessel of all of this water is going to be, but we know the feeling, right? We know that we want to be living the dream, you know, that we want to live in a world that is satisfying and full of meaning, full of depth of experience and connections. And, you know, this is really, really good aspiration to have. This is a card of being fully satisfied, you know? And I think that's really it. That doesn't really matter what we're doing, but we just want to feel as if we're doing enough. We want to feel full. We want to feel satisfied, you know. At the end of the day, it kind of feels like we don't want to go to bed hungry, you know. Maybe we want to wake up hungry, you know. But at the end of the day, we want to feel like this is bliss. Like I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah. Very positive energy here. Let's see how this is manifesting in your life. Let's see what you're doing with this energy and what else might be going on for you. Okay. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We've got some Libra energy. Okay. All right. The adjustment card. We have an 8 of Swords, a 7 of Pentacles, the Star card, and, ooh, the Lover's card. Interesting energy here. This is interesting here. We're moving beyond this, right? We're moving beyond the sort of the mental interference and this idea of failure or something failing to thrive, right? We're making changes in our life. We're adjusting our lives in order to fill these cups, right? We're following spirit. We're doing the work. This is great. Have an ace of, yes, an ace of swords correcting that 8. And the Eon card. Ooh, you got some really good major arcana. And the Sun card. Oh, come on. And the 4 of Pentacles, which is, to me, feels like the end of the day. Going to sleep at night satisfied. Things are stable. Things are fine. Right? That's a card that says everything is okay. Everything's good. Tomorrow we're going to wake up hungry. And we're going to do it all again. You know, this is wonderful. I love these cards. We're going to select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to set it down right here. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, don't forget, Cancer, you are magic. Now, that card is going to tie everything together at the end. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments down below. All right, let's exercise our intuition. Yeah. All right, let's look around the room. Good stuff here. A lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 major arcana. That's over half of the cards. And the other half of the cards are, of course, air and earth, leading to the satisfaction of the dream come true, the water energy right in the middle. We don't have any fire, although we have the sort of star fire here, and this is a very fiery card. This is a fiery doorway, right? The Eon card. And we have the Sun card. We know the Sun is a ball of fire, right? And it's interesting that we have the star and the sun both together. Because sometimes I see the star as being, well, we've got this goal, this aspiration for this life we want. It's way out there. It's still something far away. So far away, it feels unattainable. You know, when we look at the night sky, we think those are some really awesome stars, but they're so far away, I'll never know them. I'll never know them. And then, of course, we get the sun, which, you know, it's another star, right? But this one we can tell something about. This one, I'm not just speculating, right? This one I can actually see and feel. This one's mine. I know this one's mine, you know. And so I like that. It feels as if the reality that we've been dreaming for is now so close. It's actually something that we are experiencing in the physical world. You know, on a temporary, on a repeating basis, right? That it comes and then it's gone again. And then it's here again at the end of the night. Then the next morning, right, we're hungry again. Yeah, very good. The star card is also the revelation of your spiritual destiny. Yeah. It's, well, the star is a twofold experience. The first phase of the star is illuminating us inside, showing us who we are, showing us what we're made of. It tries to answer those questions, who am I and why am I here? All right? And I wonder if you're sort of, answering that first question. You know, who are you? What are you made of? Because that first phase, it illuminates us inside, shows us what's in here, in your soul, in your heart, your mind. Shows us where our buttons are, you know. Shows us where our knots of karma are. Shows us where our sore spots are, our weaknesses. Shows us what work we need to do on ourselves, our spiritual work, self-development work, that sort of thing. And I think what it's showing you is these two. Your thoughts and behaviors. Okay, thoughts and behaviors. And we see a correction over here. Thought and behavior now. Okay. And so this is, to me, this is the clearing away of a lot of karmic knots. This is you untangling some of these wires that are sort of wrapping around your mind and wrapping around your will, the inability to make the right steps forward, make the right changes in your life, to commit to the right things, to bring about your satisfaction, that we want to operate, if I can move the card, we want to operate from an expectation of the Ten of Cups, which means we're going to have to evaluate our lives. Every moment of our life, we say, is this giving me more or less Ten of Cups, you know? Is this bringing me more meaning and satisfaction and fulfillment to my life or less? So we're sort of weighing everything on a case-by-case basis. And even the Libra energy, right? This is a card of karma. It's the real-time evaluation of everything in life. That's what we have to do. We make value judgments. Is this bringing me closer to my dream life or further away? Right? What's the ratio? What's the significance? You know, is this good for me or not good for me? Is this bringing me closer or further away, or is it even scales, you know? And that evaluation leads us to the proper choice. Okay. And I think when we are doing this work, that phase 1 of the star starts to activate phase 2. Not only do we know who we are, what we're made of, but we know where we're going, why we're here. Okay? And with the clarity offered from phase 1, we can begin phase 2, which is going through that fiery doorway of change, of leveling up, of breakthrough, of getting toward the sort of the next era of your life. Really getting that full realization of that star, that sun energy, right? And manifesting the vessels that are the container for this. That we're correcting the air energy, we're correcting the earth energy. We're behaving in such a way that our life can contain more and more of the ideal water energy, that satisfaction, that meaning, that pleasure, that bliss, right? So a lot of good major arcana energies. Okay, but going through this doorway is going to require that we can untangle these knots. These cards can't come with us through here. We have to be pure. We have to be clear. You have to be certain. Okay. Now I feel that, I don't know why, I feel like you've been reading a lot more like, I was going to say poetry and stuff, but it feels more like fiction books. You know, I feel like you've been reading more poetry and just more stories and novels and like the stuff of imagination more than the stuff of sort of technical explanations, like nonfiction, like textbooks and stuff, you know. I feel like you've been really into that more sort of stimulating the right brain kind of thing in terms of your studies or your reading or whatever. And I also think that you've been reading a lot more holy books and like inspirational texts and things like that, yeah, over the technical stuff. So we know about the Libra energy, the adjustment card. It's that card of karma. It's the card that says every moment we have to evaluate, is this the situation that you're in, whatever choice, you two different cereal boxes in front of you, you know? And you have to sort of, you have to realize that choice is sort of, it's splitting the universe into two paths, that you're sort of splitting timelines here. One timeline you pick that cereal, one timeline you pick that one, and each one has its own series of cause and effect karma kind of things, you know. And so we're trying to evaluate every moment of our lives in that way. Is this, you know, which is the right path? You know, and it seems arbitrary at times. Well, it doesn't matter what cereal I eat, right? But it's creating a whole other series of events. Yeah. So the adjustment card is about that real-time evaluation of everything. And we're judging all the time, all of us. Now, we're not judging anything's intrinsic value. We're not saying, well, that cereal is bad altogether, bad for everybody. No, who am I to say that about anything? It may not be the right thing for me right now as I'm trying to navigate closer to my 10 of Cups, my dream life, the fulfillment of my will, the satisfaction of all of the potential of all of my energy. That maximum sort of satisfaction in life, right? And so we have to be able to realize what kind of decisions we're prone to making. Sometimes we're evaluating this, but this isn't a pure system. This isn't a flawless sort of function of us, because in a lot of ways we're already habitually prone to these sorts of tendencies to choose one thing over another thing, for better or for worse. This is a habit. This is a pattern of thinking and the action that goes along with it. The pattern of thinking that is sort of unconscious. It's under the surface here, see? So this is the way that we typically choose things, and maybe we're in a habit of choosing things that aren't always the best for us. Maybe we're in a habit of sort of sabotaging ourselves. Okay? And that, I think, is what the phase one, so to speak, of the star is trying to let us know, that if we're trying to get our 10 of Cups, we have to understand how our karma and how our tendency and our habits and our patterns of thinking and behaving are really not bringing us closer to this, but maybe bringing us further away. And the 8 of Swords, of course, is, well, it's usually an over-analysis of things, that we're sort of overthinking things. But what I feel with the 8 of Swords in this case, it's sort of emphasizing the loop, the figure 8, the lemniscate, right? That sort of, you know, it's always circling back in on itself. And so this is a pattern. This is a repeating pattern. The more times we act in this way or think this way, the more real it becomes, the more we sort of get, it becomes ingrained in us. It's like we just keep pacing the same circle around the living room, and pretty soon there's a nice deep groove in the shag carpet. You know, we keep going around and around and around. And eventually it feels that that's the right way for us because it's so easy to do it. You know, the more times you think a thought, the easier it is for that thought to just sort of exist. We're giving it more and more materialization. Every time we think it, it becomes a little denser and a little denser until it's, a table or a reality or a relationship, right? We wonder why we sort of get into the same situations over and over and over again. It's because the mind, the soul or whatever, has an easy time doing it because we've done it before, right? And in some ways, it's not that we've been in, let's say, 7 bad relationships or 7 bad situations. It's been one, and we just keep going around and around and around again. Now, the facts may be different. The material might be different. The people might be different. The players might be different. But it's the same relationship over and over and over again. It's the same choice over and over and over again. And that's the karma that, the universe keeps bringing us to these same. It's like we're there in the grocery store. 2 boxes of cereal. Which one are you going to pick? I'm going to pick the one I always pick. It could be 2 different boxes of cereal or maybe not even cereal. 2 different cans of beans even, and going to pick one that I habitually choose. And that's revealing something about my karma, about my tendencies. It's not that there's just been a million different choices. It's been the same choice over and over and over again. And that's why we've got the 7 of Pentacles here, because we find ourselves in the same situation over and over and over again. And let's say it's a relationship. Maybe it is. Maybe not. It doesn't have to be. It could be a choice, any choice. Choice of jobs or, friends or of, maybe career choices, life choices, whatever it is. And we're sort of in one 7 of Pentacles situation after another. And this is just something that's not working. It's something that's stunted. It's something that, didn't thrive. It didn't succeed, right? It's just, let's say it's a failed experience, a failed relationship, or whatever you want to call it. A job that didn't work out or whatever. And it's not that we've been through 7 different jobs. It's really been the one job relationship. Now, we say relationship doesn't mean romantic. All of life is a relationship. It's the relation between me and everything else outside of me. It's I and not I, right? That's the relationship. That's the fundamental relationship. And ultimately, it's a relationship between me and myself. That's manifesting as relationships between me and the universe, which is then further manifesting as relationships between me and you, me and my parents, me and my friends, me and my spouse, me and, everything. All of life is a relationship. It's how we are relating to life itself, So if we find ourselves in similar situations, we've got to sort of allow this starlight to come in and show us what these things are. To show us that it's been one relationship that we just keep repeating. It's been one kind of job situation that we keep choosing over and over and over again. Why do I keep choosing the same type of job or the same type of person? And I should be able to think about it and say, well, that's going to end up like this. Yeah, I keep doing it. Well, it's because we're deep in that groove, in that shag carpet. Okay. So that's what this energy is about. And now it's about making new choices. Now it's about choosing, evaluating, and getting through, untangling these knots, right? So that we can see the reality of the choice before us, and we can choose something that's going to lead us to our very best life. Lead us to that 10 of Cups, which is what we want. We want good relationships. We want happy days, We want good relationships with friends and family and romantic partners, good relationships with employers and coworkers and with the world at large. And now the Lover's card is all about those choices. And we're making the choices that are sort of divinely sanctioned, that our will, that our star, that our spirit says, yes, that is good, that is right for us, that is bringing us closer to this. Even though the mind and our behavior is so used to doing this that it may be like, hey, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, because you're sort of getting out of that groove in the carpet, so it's going to be a little bumpy. You ever know when you're driving on your car and they sort of have the road paved differently, like they're resurfacing the road, right? So you got new tar here, but then there's the old tar on the side, and you're kind of in that groove of the old tar. And when you want to get onto the fresh stuff, you're going to have to go over the bump, because you're at a higher level. It's a different layer of things. So it may feel uncomfortable to get outside of this groove. This is a groove we're used to. It's in that, we've circled it many, many times. But in your heart of hearts, and that star energy, that spiritual energy, that divine light is showing you through your higher powers of discernment that this might be the difficult choice, but it's the right one for you. Okay? And this is you making the right choices. This is you confident and committed. This is you, knowing that you're devoting yourself to the right thing. You're choosing not what you've always chosen. You're getting out of those habits and those cycles and those patterns of thinking and acting, thought and behavior. And you're making the right choices. Yeah. And that's going to take us over to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And it helps the channel. And I appreciate that. We start with the Ace of Swords. The clarity. Right? The clarity. We're able to sort of receive the energy from the divine realm, and we're able to sort of untie or cut ourselves free of this habit, this cycle, this tendency, this pattern of thinking and behaving. Okay? Now, every choice you make has a profound impact on your life. Especially the ones that now take you outside of that groove and lead you closer to your star, closer to your destiny, closer to your fulfillment and satisfaction. A profound impact. Okay? And the Ace of Swords it's kind of like an energy that says we're not really asking the questions anymore. I'm not spending too much time worried about it or trying to figure it out. I just have this it's a vision that you have or a perception that comes to you about the path that's right for you, of what is meant for you. And you're making that choice, that decision, even though the mind kind of wants you to fall back into that, again, like that track, that circle track on the shag carpet. But we're choosing to sort of empty our minds and just follow our will, It's a clarity not because we know all the answers, but because we're not trying to engage the mind. We're trying to keep the mind clear so we can receive the divine guidance and we can hear the intuition, And it's with this clarity that we are able to go through this doorway and level up your life. This is you really getting off of that circle track on the shag carpet. And this is you kind of, I think, burning away the seed of karma. Getting done with this karma now is been, that cycle has been completed. That work has been done, and you're going through this divine doorway. It is a divine doorway. Let's do a divine doorway card. Secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. Memories in sketches. I think this is an idea of, not forgetting this, not ignoring it and pretending that it didn't exist within us. And really it still does exist, right? That track, that's the neuroplasticity, where we've created that groove in our synapses. It's still going to be there. But we've sort of, we've put up the caution tape, we put up the roadblocks and the little orange cones and stuff. We said, we're not driving on that lane anymore. But we're not trying to forget that's there. We have to be aware that it's there so we don't accidentally drive into it again. And I think drawing memories in sketches, right, for others to find, it could be something about sharing your experience with other people. Yeah, and a great way for us to sort of recapitulate our knowledge and to really solidify our understanding of any subject is to try to share it with someone. You know, if you've been studying something and you want to sort of prove to yourself that you understand it, try teaching it to someone else. You know, try explaining it to somebody else in a simple way, to acknowledge and admit to ourselves that, yeah, I get it. I get it. You know. But going through this doorway does require that everything not essential is stripped away from you. In other words, the only way to go through this doorway is to be pure Ace of Swords, not all tangled up in these knots. Right? So we burn away this, and we're able to go through here because we've got less baggage. This is karma that can't go through this doorway and level up, right? We have to leave that on the other side, close the chapter to this. Whether we're talking relationships of a romantic nature or career or whatever, family relationships, coworkers, whatever it is. Going through this doorway changes your future. This is you choosing which timeline, you know, knowingly, not just saying, oh, right now I like that cereal, and then, of course, that creates a whole other universe, you know. But this is knowing intentionally with the divine sort of inspiration, knowing which choice is going to lead to the universe we want. It's going to put us on the timeline that we want because we're not being controlled by our past karma. We're not being controlled by the patterns of thinking and thought and behavior, right, as before. So this is a doorway, this is a choice, and this closes the door on the past. It's still back there, but we shut the door, we locked it, we put some caution tape on the door, you know. Don't go in there. The card you find next is, of course, yourself. Yourself in all its glory, right? This is confidence, this is success, this is sort of knowing who you are and, well, knowing where you're going. That distant goal, the idea of who I am and why I'm here is kind of a very abstract question. It's very difficult to answer. Maybe there is no answer, right? It feels like this is like one of those Zen koans, you know. There's no answer. It's just there to kind of make you sort of to like break your mind, you know. But when we get here, we realize that, okay, I do have a sense of self. I do have an identity. I do know relatively well, not absolutely, but I do know who I am. And I do know where I'm going. I do know why I'm here. And this gives a kind of relief to you, you know. This is the realization that you are meant for great things. This is you sort of able to see your path, past, present, and future. This is even the perception of past lives and even future lives. It's a cosmic perspective, okay? And this isn't a difficult position in the spread. This is the position of what we don't want, but what we need, right? Because sometimes, you know, when we're over here, we don't want that. Sometimes we're in this groove, we don't want the realization that we're in the groove and that we need to do the hard work of getting out of the groove. Because in a certain way, this feels good. Even though it's not, it's, you know, I mean, look at these cards. But in some way, this feels good. And so we don't want that revelation in life. Because then it means we got to do the hard work of getting out of here. You know, and it's just become so familiar that it's easy. It's easy to do it. Right? When we get to the path of the serpent, we realize that we need this card. We need an identification with our true spiritual self so that we know where we're going, so that we know what behavior is right for us, what choices are right for us, and what we're manifesting. See, confusion breeds chaos. Clarity breeds stability. And so we're changing. You're changing your thinking and your thought and your behavior over to clear thought and stable, consistent behavior. And this is very productive. This is saying I'm getting to my 10 of Cups, my best life, step by step, taking it, you know, one day at a time kind of thing. So this is, you know, in a Buddhist sense, this is right behavior. Right thinking, right behavior, right? I like it. I really do like it. I want to look at the mystery card. Okay. I want to see if we're getting a confirmation here. Let's see what this confirmation is going to be. The Four of Pentacles, of course, is reminding us that everything is impermanent, that what is the right behavior today may not be the right behavior tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow we're going to wake up, we're going to be hungry again, right? So we're going to have new choices, always. There's always an opportunity to create new karma, you know? And there's always an opportunity to realize another one of these patterns, grooves of thought and behavior that we can try to work on. The work of the star card does not end, right? And that's why I said in a relative way, we'll know who we are and why we're here, but it's an ongoing process. It's continual. There is no end to it, okay? So, confirmation, I want to see some really good, I want to see some good water energy, because we already have the correction of the sort of thinking and behavior. So let's see some good water energy, or maybe fire. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Oh, a 9 of Cups, yeah. And the 9 of Cups is good because it demonstrates what we just said. This is a great confirmation between a 9 and a 10, right? Because it's kind of like we don't want to get to the 10 exactly because, well, you know, we know we're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to be hungry again. So this is kind of saying that nothing is final. Nothing is ever actually completed. Nothing is done. The 10 of Cups is not it. That's not the end. There's an 11 of Cups, a 12, a 20, a 30, 1,000 of Cups, right? It goes on and on and on, because tomorrow is a new day, because there is always another choice. There is always going to be another desire, another will, another opportunity to satisfy a soul desire or to gratify a more surface level desire. There's always a choice. There's always a choice of doing what is good right now, or what is good for our soul, right? What is in accord with our destiny. So the 9 to a 10, I think, is good, because the 9 is the dream that keeps on dreaming, the life that keeps on living, right? The happiness that keeps on happening. It's an odd number. It's a 9. It's a verb. It's a function. It's a way of life. It's a way that we are aware that every moment is a choice, and it's sort of never ending. You know, life is a series of relationship choices. You know, this is really, really good, and I think the more we choose, let's say the relatively right choices for us. Again, with the Libra energy, the adjustment card, we're doing the value judgments in real time, right? So right or wrong is very relative in this case. Every time we make the right choice, we're creating a new groove in our mind. And the more we sort of make the right choice for us spiritually, it's going to get easier and easier, just like it gets easier and easier to make the wrong choices, you see. And this, I think, is how we get closer and closer and closer to our absolute dream come true life. Yeah. We're always through life trying to get closer and closer and closer. We're never actually going to get there 100%. We can get 99.99999, right? And every choice adds another 9 on there. We're getting a little bit closer every time. It's perfect. This is a wonderful confirmation. Now, we're going to do an extended reading, too, if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Cancer are on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. We're all in this together.